the man of the hour, the Grammy award winning. I call him Mr. Silver Fox. Okay, Black Coffee! Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to begin. And I'm going to start with the first question. Black Coffee, how you doing, bro?
Good, my brother. How are you?
You are?
A big fan, man. Big fan of your work.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Stop it. It's about you guys, not me. I've like everybody else who's a fan. We've followed your career. We've been there, and I almost want to say the first time I got to really experience you was Africa Rising.
Yes, sir.
And then was it Kaslam in Maponya, and you made us all believe that we're Maponya's kids and filled that up.
Yes, man.
And now, I want to know, when you sat back and you thought, I've done all of this audacious plan to fill up Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
What was the inception of that, and why?
Man, for me, it's work. It's always been about building a brand that can be strong outside the continent, and try and do this thing, this kind of genre, on the highest level possible, so that it can be recognized as a genre that can grow and be consumed like other big genres. I believe that the music that we do is really beautiful, but it has taken time for it to be recognized and be heard the right way. And I kind of like made it my mission to go out there and create the right sound, create the right collaborations without just trying to find the right way to put it, without selling out to the genre, because that's also easy to do. It's a shortcut. It's been done before. There's a lot of guys who start a certain way and then they flip and go a certain way, which is quicker, which is much more easier. I just always felt like this music deserves to be in the biggest platforms possible. I used to do interviews back in the day, and I remember one journalist asked me, I was in New York doing an interview back in the day, like, they were like, what are you trying to do? And my answer was, I would like to, just to explain it in a simpler way, I said to him, imagine Superman, which is sung by Bucie, being sung by Beyoncé. Like, without changing anything. The genre deserves that. It deserves the world class, the world stars to recognize it and be featured. And, and what's crazy about that song that I made an example of is that a few years later, Drake picked the same song up, and it was basically it, because I was saying I want the biggest artists on earth to take the same song without watering it down and, re-sing it, re-release it, and it happened. Fast forward to other great things that happened afterwards. But just, it has been my mission to take this genre and expose it to the biggest following, expose it to people who didn't know of the genre, and especially the kind of genre that I play, which is mostly from home. So getting as far as Madison Square Garden was a plan. It was a plan to eventually get there. And just to explain simply, there's a venue in New York called Brooklyn Mirage. So we did our first year. I think it was a Friday. We did a show. And from the beginning, the plan was if we sell out the first show, we're going to do 2 more shows. If we sell out 2 more shows, we're going to do 3 more shows. If we sell out 3 more shows, we're going to go to Madison Square Garden. And that was the plan from the beginning. We did the first one, we sold it out. We did the second one, we sold it out. We did the third show. But we even went as far as pushing the ticket prices up for the third one, so that it's close to the Madison Square Garden tickets, to test the market and see if they are ready to pay more for that kind of a venue before we can go there and drown. So we did the third one. We also sold it out, and then we felt like we were ready to do Madison Square Garden. So for me, the dream has always been to how do I elevate what we do to a global level, to be recognized as far as the Grammys, without being watered down into, let's call it Afro house, let's call it world music, Afro, what, because I have a big problem with that. Being from this continent, should it mean I must be given a genre? There's been so many stars that come out of United Kingdom. There's no genre made for them. Like Sam Smith gets nominated with the rest of the people. He's not called British something. But if you come from this continent, they try to accommodate you and try to create these like categories that are going to accommodate you so you can compete against each other, but not with the world. So even that has been my fight after winning the Bucie award, and I just felt like, wow, won the award, invited to the show first, excited. I'm like, this is a big, and I was staying in LA at the time, very excited. Went to the show. We were told, okay, the show is on Friday. There's a Saturday one, there's a Friday one. I'm like, damn, this is a big platform. I mean, I might see Beyoncé.
Yeah.
We get there. I'm like, it's all us. Yeah. It's the African people. And that's it. We were not even invited on the main show. And so you win that award with like a bitter taste in your mouth because it's the BET. You want to be able to say, I have a global award.
Yeah.
But it's not, because there's a genre that's created for you. And so for me, that's my fight, without fighting. We just work and just recognizing all the artists that I work with, that I feel like they understand the journey, and collaborating with the right people and just keep pushing forward. And hence we are going to the square, basically. That was a long answer, but sorry.
No, journalist, you're on point, right? Sisonke. You spoke about a collaborative effort. You spoke about the picking of artists, and there's artists that you've picked to join you, local artists, exceptional artists that you've picked to join you at Madison Square. What made you pick these particular people to join you on that platform?
It wasn't even picking, I think the picking, if you want to call it that, happened a long time ago by just working, with the artists that I worked with, and like I said, the vision has always been bigger. So you kind of like look at who will understand the vision. When we work on a song and one song takes like 6 months to finish, who understands that? Who will not be like, but I don't understand the song. What are you trying to do? Who will go with the flow and be part of that dream? So I'll say that's when the picking happens. So when we do a show, I just have to just look at people that, I've worked with, and I'm like, okay, how do I start the show? What's the first song? Not who's the first artist. What's the first song to start the show? How is the flow of the show? How do I end the show? And so meaning it's not about, I want this one, I don't want this one. It's about the show. Like I said, it's always about the music. So how do we represent this music, on the highest level? And hence the people that I'm going with, because it's people that I've worked with and they are highly talented, and I know that they will excel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giving away the game for free. Giving away the game for free. So when we are charging and our prices go up, you must know why. There's a vision. You must just understand. Someone said, there was a tweet that I saw that said, Msaki doesn't perform, she prays for us. And I want to know from you when the call, the email, the text, Msaki came through and it was, yo, bro, Madison Square, you know, initial thoughts, feelings, what was happening with you?
I had already told myself that I was going to be there to witness this moment because the magnitude of it, I think, hit me before I was asked to perform. So, in my plans, I was going to be in New York in that time. Um, they had been looking for me because I've been a bit hard to find.
It's okay.
And so there was a bit of frustration. It was met with a lot of grace. I was met with a lot of grace because I think you understand where I'm at right now. And part of it is because I've encountered, Putnati and on this journey. And I think I've really fallen in love with music and I've fallen in love with working um, around people that show me the essence of what it's for. And I think being in close proximity to people that are really, I tell him a lot that he chases the soul of the song. If it's taking 6 months to get to the right chorus, it's taking 6 months to get to the right chorus. And in that time, I've learned so much about how to really serve the soul of the song. The song is, we catch it, it's bigger than us, and it tells us what it wants to become. And I've seldom come across people that have this much sensibility and sensitivity to really serve the song so that it becomes what it wants, not what we want. And so part of the reason why I've been hard to find is because I want to be a proper vessel for that process. And I found myself tired, found myself jaded, I found myself misunderstood and upset. And I had to remind myself that I'm a song catcher. And for that, I need to fortify myself, which is why I was hard to find. And he knows. So I was like, you know what? I'm in this space, this liminal space where I'm unlearning and strengthening myself in a different way. Because I want the longevity and I want to be able to catch songs for the rest of my life in a way that makes sense. And so I was like, if there's a way to step out of that, this is one of the reasons to witness somebody who's done that in their career. So I was like, okay, I'll make an exception because I've been witnessing your milestones, but it would be silly for me to miss this one. So I was honored and it was a no-brainer. As soon as I heard, I said, yeah, I was going to be there anyway. I don't mind singing. I'd be happy to sing. So um, it doesn't feel like a different thing. I was going to be there to see it. And if I get to serve the show, with a song, happy to do that. But yeah, it's an honor, definitely an honor. Yeah.
And we are most certainly glad that you are part of it. And we love your talent, man. You're incredible in every sense of the word. Fere? Great. Yeah, my no so great. I mean, we've done the whole proper thing. You've been working with Nati for years. You guys have collaborated on music that has made us dance, music that's become almost nostalgic, and that's almost what you want when people think of music in a moment in time. For you, not just as a musical collaborator, but as a friend, what does this moment mean for you to be part of and to be doing it with him?
Well, for me, it's an honor to see a guy I grew up with. I was actually raised by his grandmother. We met in 1992. I've been following his journey, behind as a friend. I always provide more, I think, emotional support more than everything else. But since we met, it's always been about music.
Sure.
We were lucky to be exposed to the likes of Mambo Simhlongo, Matala Gunene. And we learned a lot when it comes to music. So we understood what music is. It's not about making money. It's not about making noise when there's nothing to make noise about. It's about respecting what's inside you, and being able to express yourself. So seeing him growing like this, man, I feel like I'm part of him. I'm like half, And I've had an experience the past few months to tour with him. I was actually assisting him as a tour manager, you
Yeah.
know, and that exposed me to another world. And I'm so excited to be here, especially to launch my first single,
Mhm.
because I've seen how it feels like, and I've seen how much power. I feel like some of our people in Africa, they haven't seen what the guy has done outside. You know, it's not documented enough, and it's an honor, bro. You know, to be part of this. Yeah.
Hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. And you know, with the industry that we're in, it's very commendable to see a friendship that has stood this test of time and stayed true to the core of the friendship, but also the love that brought it together. So thank you very much for showing us that it can be done, you know, with the both of you. Kylie,
Hi.
how you doing?
Good on you.
The idea to collaborate, you know, to come together. It's said that when two forces come together on a common goal, magic can happen. You know, um, you guys and Black Coffee coming together. The idea for it to come together. Why was it a right move for the brand?
I think as a brand, Castle Light has been unlocking iconic music experiences since about 2011. So when the opportunity came to us, it just felt so right for the brand. The biggest talent in South Africa going to play at the most iconic stage in the world.
Yeah.
It just seemed like the most natural partnership for Castle Light to get involved in. Also because I've seen Black Coffee a couple of times perform, so I was like, yes, we must do that.
And I know that you guys are also taking a few artists, local artists, and you're taking them there, and you're going to be. Let me not answer the question. The question is: there's artists that you've chosen that you're going to be taking with Black Coffee to Madison Square, and for the brand, how important was that showcase and the involvement in the decision to do that?
I think that is the most important thing. I think to your point where we sit at the bottom of Africa, it can be easy to overlook the exceptional talent that we have right here. So as a brand, we just feel that it is so important to be able to take that talent and showcase really what Africa has to the world. We're very proud.
Matsoho, come on. Nati, now, yes, this thing is happening. It's great.
Yeah.
Have you sat down and gone, I'm doing Madison Square? You know, like it's not a small feat. For you, how have you contextualized this for yourself? And with that, what does it mean for you as a personal goal?
I don't think I have. Actually, a friend of mine last 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to remember where we were, but he was reminding me. We took a train from Washington, I think probably sometime last year, to New York, and we used the station where Madison Square Garden was. We came out from that station, and as we came out, and I saw the arena, and I said to him, one day I'm going to perform here.
Mm.
He remembers that. You know, I don't. Not that it's significant that I don't, but I think I've kind of like detached work and slaying.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, for me, those are two different things. If you're saying you're working, it means you wake up in the morning, you go to work, you come back 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So if you do that every day, how significant is it? Because it's part of what you do. You know, so my kind of work is different, yes, but it's probably gonna hit me next week. You know, where it's like, okay, it's real. You know, at the moment we're doing the rehearsals with everyone that we're working with, and we're going back and forth. We're getting ready. Yes, there's nerves, and we obviously want to do an amazing show, and there's little bits of like difficulties that are in there, and we solve problems, and I haven't hit that mode yet where I'm like, wow,
It's happening.
yeah.
Okay.
And I know for sure it's gonna come, because like I said, I try to do things for the right reason, and it's never for other people to think, oh wow, 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 or what's next for him now, and then I'm trying to scrabble and figure out how to show them that I keep moving. For me, I think my story is written somewhere, and I'm just following God's steps, and that's how I pray. Like I know my story is written. Just help me, guide me to go where I'm supposed to be. That's how I see things, and um, it may seem like a miracle, but it's written. So I'm just following what I'm supposed to be doing, and it used to be my prayer for the longest time because Msaki sings about that. On Fetch Your Life, some people don't get to experience their calling, and some people are lucky enough to just find their calling, and I was one of those people that were fortunate enough very early. Like Shoba was saying, we were into music very young. There is no genre of music we didn't experiment with growing up, and it did not make sense. Like 1 minute we were into reggae, we knew Collected and knew every reggae artist. 1 minute we were into fusion music, we knew every hip and happening fusion artist. 1 minute we were in choirs, we were in gospel groups. 1 minute we did a play at the Playhouse in Durban, classical music.
Okay.
We did that while we were studying jazz music, and we didn't understand all that. We were too young to understand, but we were being educated. We were being exposed to the core. That's why we are able today to put a show with an orchestra. That's why we can do a song with a jazz pianist like Nduduzo Makatini and make it make sense. Make a song with Msaki, who's an exceptional songwriter, and make it make sense because we've traveled musically and kind of like unpacked almost all the genres that we were exposed to. So it's been such a blessing, and all that has been a university for us outside going to school for music, just to learn. And, I think my entire life, actually, like when I look at it and where I grew up as a kid, I used to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning, milking cows every morning. And as a kid, I used to like question that so much, like, what am I doing here? And I do not belong here. I do not belong here. Like, even though I didn't understand where I belong, but I was like, I need a better life for myself. But fast forward, I understand why I was there. God wanted me to know all kinds of people, be able to experience all kinds of people. Sometimes I said this a lot. I'll be driving in a super fancy car and I see guys at the back of a van. And I'm like, I used to be that guy. I know how it feels to be that guy. And they could be sitting on a truck full of bricks. I literally, we built my grandmother's house and I used to be that guy too. I see guys at the car wash washing cars. I used to be that guy. I see a guy who's cutting hair, who has a barber shop. I used to be that guy. So I was exposed to be in all these spaces that I can learn about life and, always stay humble. So I was always prepared for this journey, So it came at the right time, where I'm like, it's written, man. I'm ready for it.
And you know what I'm thinking right now? And I'm just hoping this exists. When you're speaking about the different genres that you guys did, and you're like, yeah, no, we went into reggae. I'm like, yo, I hope when's a threat.
No, I think that guy did that.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I was super slow, man.
Yeah.
I was a weird kid. We speak about it a lot. Like, I was like super slow. Anything that what friends were hyping, that's why I never even got to drinking alcohol.
You caught on late.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm saying not with the alcohol.
Yeah. I was just like, I just knew what I wanted. So it was weird for other kids too. Let's go this way. I'm like, I'm just gonna go home and sleep. You know,
Yeah,
I was that kid, but consuming music, man, was our passion.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Now, today, Colleen, the ultimate send off, Castle Lights. Now, you guys have been part of magical moments in music in the country since 2011.
So before you ask that, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I just want to commend you guys, you know, as Castle Lights, for coming on board. Whether I'm supposed to say this in the end, but I just feel like saying it now. Because this moment would have passed if you didn't recognize it, you know, and the country wouldn't recognize it too. The way it has recognized it now because you came on board and, you know, you're making all the noise about it. You know, Black Coffee would have been going to New York and only a few would know. And it wouldn't be as significant as you guys have made it to be, you know, and I'm saying thank you so much and please do this for others as well.
Yo, big shout out to the
We
brands
will.
that care and matter. Round of applause. I wanted to get into you guys and your involvement in music and this specifically. You know, I think Nati touched on it a little bit in going your involvement in this, its importance and the recognition as a brand, you know, pushing and making sure that the word is out there, you know. Today specifically, why did you guys feel there has to be a send off for this?
I think it's quite simple, right? Not many of us are going to be able to witness what goes down in New York. Even me, I'm still looking for tickets. And so Castlight just felt it would be a lost opportunity if we couldn't bring some of the magic that you guys will be bringing to New York, to South Africa, to have a taste of what is going to happen in New York. So we're here today to wish you all well, to send you off to New York. It's not just Castlight. If you could pass me this.
Oh no, for sure.
We encouraged South Africans to send their messages of good luck, of farewell, and we'd like to give this to you from Castlight, but really from South Africa. To say we're proud of you, go fly the flag, and we cannot wait to hear all your amazing stories when you guys get back.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Wow. You just got me emotional there. They say there's power, you know, in the tongue, you know, in the words that you speak. And I think that song is about that, you know. This is something I encourage a lot with young people to do, you know. You must speak out. You must write down the things you want all the time. It doesn't matter who discourages you. It doesn't matter who thinks you're not worth it. Who thinks, you know, you don't deserve great things. And the importance of dreaming, you know, I speak about that a lot. And that song was just like my thoughts in a song. You know, we sat down with Zano and this was our maybe fourth different projects, collaboration. And I said to him, I want us to do an inspirational song. You know, when I create music, I try to, sometimes it's not easy because I am personally not in a good space to inspire people. And therefore, sad songs come out, mostly, Msaki would agree. And, but the goal is always for me, what do you want people to feel? You know, what do you want people to feel? What do you want people to feel? It's been so unfair, even the songs that I play that I think, oh, this is a nice song, but I don't like what they're saying. You know, so I become a little bit judgmental on the lyrics because I always feel like lyrics should be positive. They should build, they should inspire, they should always leave you uplifted. And that song just came out of that ideology where we were like, we want to leave people inspired, and this is how we are feeling, and we believe in ourselves, and you know, and it became such an extremely powerful song for myself when I have self-doubt, because yes, it happens, I play the song, and it empowers me over and over and over again, so yeah. Thank you for that question. It's a really special song to me.